but primarily from Mexico. So that is what Mitote, Toltec, he comes up with some Mexican ancient words, and he carries the thread with that. So that is what I'm able to recall right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa. You beautifully at least gave them a gist. So just to repeat, the four agreements are basically these statements that is given name as agreements, and he explains this in a very different terms, like he calls we are living in a dream. It's a very spiritual kind of a book, but in a way that it will always help us. Like I would highly recommend. It's a very small, like a 90-page book. The first one, the four agreements, and but the agreements are so powerful, and the way he's explained and the way we understand it, he explains it that it is all about domestication. So we have been domesticating ourselves, to basically it's the conditioning that we come up with, we are brought up with, and then how that defines us, and how we have to break out of those belief systems. It's all about that. And those four agreements help us in our day-to-day lives, dealing with things very effortlessly if we live by them. They're like the commandments kind of a thing. So the four agreements are: be impeccable with your word. First one. The second one is don't take anything personally. I don't remember the exact order, but yeah, but I think that's it. And the third is do not make any assumptions. And the fourth one is do the best that you can, like at every point of, and just going by the titles, we might have some perception about it based on our beliefs and our understanding of this. But as we read through, the author really helps us break through our own beliefs and then think with different perspectives, which is very beautiful. So I would highly recommend everyone to just go and read it if you haven't. The fifth agreement is be skeptical, but learn to listen. And he's written a whole book on that. And in that first part is all about the repetition, and in fact a little addition to the four agreements. He explains it with different terms and everything. It's not like very literal repetition, but we love the four agreements book, all of us as a group. And then we decided, let's go ahead with the sequel of this one, the fifth one. And that's how we are reading the fifth one, which we almost have come to the end of the chapters now. So yeah, we will not do any summarization. We have already like 10 minutes over. So we'll start with the reading directly. And anyone wants to add something, we'll do that in the discussion part. Yeah, Maniji, you want to add? You want to say something? Like, don't do the summarization. We can do that or in the discussion part later. But just any quick one line or something, then you can share,
Yeah,
or you
just
can even share.
very quickly. So, see, the author also mentioned the Toltec system. The Toltec was, it was a kind of a mastery in the ancient time that, they helped the people to come out of misery. And because, basically we work with our belief, with our filter system based on belief, expectation, and things like that. So authors say that through the Toltec thing, that we should come out of that and live our true nature, that is full of love, happiness, and freedom, basically. So, so when we live that nature, then we do our best, and we live to our like our true nature, and live the true purpose of life. So that's why he mentioned Toltec. And one more thing is don't take yourself or anybody else unconditionally. You have to be skeptical, learn to listen, and just analyze the truth, whether it is right or wrong, and just go with that.
Yeah, these are our perceptions, but I would highly recommend that when you read it, you will get a different view about it. So just go for it. Yeah. Yeah, Maniji, shall we start? Anyone, everyone,
Yes, let's
with the
start it.
reading?
Yeah,
Yeah,
page
yeah.
number,
Deepa, you have
Mansi,
written.
chapter.
Yeah, I have put it on the screen where we stopped yesterday. Just a little one or two paragraphs before that, so that we get the gist and correction. And
Yeah.
anyone who would want to read and take turns, we take turns with reading. So anyone who would like to read, you can also put your names. Feel free, and we will read one by one. Yeah, Deepa and Saurabh have already written. You can go one by one. Yeah, Deepa, you can start. Just
Yeah,
start
please
from
tell
this
me the page
paragraph.
number, Mansi.
You call yourself, okay. You are opening a different 93 on the PDF.
93. Okay.
And the second last para, you can call yourself a human.
Yeah.
Can you start, or you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
time
yeah.
to
Yeah,
open?
one second, one second.
Okay.
93, no? Okay. You call yourself a human, and perhaps you identify with that symbol. But in China, you're not a human. In Spain, you're not a human. In Germany, you're not a human. Human is just one symbol, and what is the meaning of that symbol? You could write an entire book and use thousands of symbols to describe the meaning of human, and still you would leave something out. And it is just one symbol. Using symbols to understand what you are is nothing but nonsense. Whatever you think you are will never be the truth, because symbols are not the truth. If you say to a cat, "Hey, you dog," it won't care. It won't answer back. If you say to a dog, if you say to a person, "Hey, you dog," that person will surely respond, "I'm not a dog." Some people may be offended and others may laugh. It will be tragic for some and comic for others, because we are dealing with different points of view. Do people need to know the symbols for what they are? Well, they don't know and they don't care. They just are. They don't need a symbol. They don't need symbols to justify their existence. If someone asks me what I am, I can say I'm a human being. I'm a man. I am made out of energy. I am made out of matter. I'm a father. I'm a doctor. I can use symbols to identify what I am, to justify what I am, to try to understand myself. But the symbols don't mean anything really. The truth is, I don't know what I am. The only thing I know is that I am. I am alive and you can touch me. I am dreaming and I'm aware that I am dreaming. Aside from that, nothing else is important, because everything is just a story. Symbols will never let me what I am or what I came from, and it is not important because I am going back there anyway. That's why one of my biggest heroes in the cartoon character, Popeye, the sailor man, who says, "I am what I am, and that's all that I am." That's wisdom. That's complete acceptance, which means complete respect for what I am, because I am true. Maybe what I say is not true, but I am true, and it is the same with you. You're alive, you do exist. That's true. But what are you? The truth is, you don't know. You only know what you believe you are, and you know what you learned that you are. You know what you were told that you are, and you know what you pretend to be. You know the way you wish to be seen by other people, and for you it may be true, but but is it really true that you are what you say you are? I don't think so. Whatever you say about yourself is just symbology, and it's completely distorted by your belief. When you finally see yourself without all the knowledge that you have accumulated, the result is I am. I am what I am. You are what you are. The complete acceptance of whatever you are is what makes the difference. Once you completely accept what you are ready to enjoy life. There is no more judgment, no more guilt, no more shame, no more remorse. When you leave symbols aside, what remains is the bad truth, pure and simple. You don't need to know what you are, and this is a huge revelation. You don't need to pretend to be what you are not. You can be completely authentic. And because of that, you can deliver a message, and that message is the real you. Your presence is a message. It's the same presence you can feel when your first child is born and you finally hold it in your hands. You can feel the presence of the divinity in your hands without understanding anything, without any words. Every newborn baby has the same presence. It's God, the infinite, an angel incarnate. And we are programmed to react to the presence of a baby. The baby doesn't need to say a word. The presence of the baby says everything. Just its presence awakens the need to keep, to protect. When it is your own baby, the instinct is even stronger. Then the presence is really something incredible. The presence awakens your generosity, and you just start giving to your child without expecting anything back until perhaps a certain point when your child grows up and it seems as if that presence was lost. When you were born, your presence was enough to awaken an instinct in the people around you to give you attention, to protect you, to try to fulfill your needs. You still have that presence, but it has been repressed for a long time. It has been waiting to come out. To really feel your presence, you need to be completely aware. You need to see your whole creation from another point of view, from a place where everything is simple. When you're not aware, everything looks completely illogical, and fear takes over and creates the big mitotic. The fixed agreement is an important part of recovering what you are because it uses the power of doubt to break all these spells you have been under. It's very strong intent for you to use your magic to recover the presence that you lost a long time ago. When all of your attention is not on your story, you can see what is real. You can feel what is real. When you're not possessed by a symbology, you recover the presence you had when you were born, and the emotions of the people around you respond to your presence. Then you give other people the only thing you really have, which is yourself, your presence. And that makes a huge difference. But this only happens when you become completely authentic. Just imagine becoming the way you used to be as a very young child before you understood the meaning of any symbol, before knowledge took over your mind. When you when you recover your presence, you're just like a flower, just like the wind, just like the ocean, just like the sun, just like the light. You are just like you. There is nothing to justify, there is nothing to believe. You are here just to be for no reason. You have no mission except to enjoy life, to be happy. The only thing you need is just to be the real you, be authentic, be the presence, be happiness, be love, be joy, be yourself. That is the main point. That is the wisdom. Those who are not yet wise, are searching for perfection. They are searching for God. They're searching for heaven and trying to find it. Well, there is nothing to search for. It's already here. Everything is within you. You don't have to search for heaven. You are heaven right here. You don't have to search for happiness. Your happiness wherever you are. You don't have to search for the truth. You're the truth. You don't have to search for perfection. That's all illusion. You don't have to search for yourself. You never left yourself. You are always with yourself. If you don't see God everywhere, it's because your attention is focused on all those gods
Deepa,
you
I
really
think
believe in.
you missed. Uh,
I
sorry, I
missed a
missed
line,
it.
no?
I
Yeah.
thought so, but I don't know if
Yeah,
I missed it or you
yeah,
missed it.
even I felt that. You don't
Yeah,
have to
even
search for
that
happiness.
should.
Your
No,
happiness
no, no.
wherever you are. You don't have to search for the truth. You're the truth. You don't have to search for perfection. That is an illusion. illusion. You don't have to search for yourself. You'll never left yourself. You don't have to search for God. God never left you. God is always with you. You're always with yourself. If you don't see God everywhere, it's because your attention is focused on all those gods you really believe in. The presence of the infinite is everywhere. But if you are in darkness, you don't see what is there. You don't see it because you only see your own knowledge. You guide your creation through that dream. And when your knowledge can't explain what is happening in your life, you feel threatened. What you know is what you want to know. And whatever threatens your knowledge makes you feel insecure. But the moment will come when you realize that knowledge is nothing but a description of a dream. You are the unknowable. You are here just to be in this moment, in this dream. Being has nothing to do with knowledge. It's not about understanding. You don't need to understand. It's not about learning. You are here to unlearn, and that's it. Until one day you realize you know nothing. You only know what you believe, what you learned, just to find out that it wasn't the truth. Socrates, one of the greatest philosophers of all time, took his whole life to get to the point where he said, as for me, all I know is that I know nothing. So, yeah. Would anyone like to take over? Thank you.
Yeah, Saurabh and Pranavi are on the line, waiting line. Yeah. Yeah, Saurabh, you can take over from here, and then Pranavi, you can take after.
Becoming a seer, a new point of view. 2000 years ago, a great master said, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Well, now you know that the truth is what you are. The next step is to see the truth, to see what you are. Only then are you free. Free of what? Free of all that distortions in your knowledge, free of all the emotional drama that is the consequence of believing in lies. When the truth sets you free, when the truth sets you free, the symbols you learned are no longer ruling your world. Then it's not about being right or wrong, or good or bad. It's about being a winner or a loser. It's not about being a winner or a loser. It's not about being young or old, beautiful or ugly. All that is over. It was nothing but symbols. You know that you are totally free when you no longer have to be the you that you pretend to be. This freedom is profound. It's freedom to be real you, and it's the greatest gift that you can give to yourself. Imagine living without fear, without judgment, without blame, without guilt, without shame. Imagine living your life without trying to please other people's point of view and not even your own point of view, according to your own book of law. Imagine how different your life would be if you lived with gratitude, love, loyalty, and justice, beginning with yourself. Just imagine the union between you and your body if you were completely loyal to your body, if you were completely grateful for your body, if you treated your body with justice. Imagine being yourself and not trying to convince anybody of anything. Imagine that just by being yourself, you are happy and that whatever you, wherever you go, heaven is going with you because you are heaven. Imagine living with this kind of freedom. Yes, the truth will set you free, but first you need to see the truth. I want to see if the story of you, if the story of, I want to see if the story of you is the truth or is not the truth. Just witness what is without any judgment, because whatever you are creating is perfect. See your environment, the frame of your dream all around you. See your beliefs, the way they are reflected in the story of your life. See where your attention is bringing your whole dream. I don't mean for you to think about it. I mean for you to see, and seeing is not thinking. Is it the truth? Well, if it's not the truth, now you know that you don't have to believe it. Instead of believing, learn to see. What you believe, you distort right away according to your knowledge. But when you let go of knowledge and go beyond symbols, at a certain point in your life, you start to become a seer. A seer is a dreamer who has mastered the dream, who has learned to see. Artist, dreamer, messenger, seer. There are so many different ways to name you. I prefer to call you an artist because your whole creation is a masterpiece of art. This is your chance to see your creation, to see what is, to see the truth. But but first you have to let go of everything. That is not the
Charging
truth.
very long. Charging.
Pranati, you want to go on mute, please?
No, Pallavi, please carry on.
Yeah, I muted her. Go
Pallavi,
on.
please carry on.
It's Saurabh who's reading. Yeah, I muted Pranavi. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, go
Sure.
on.
This is your chance to see your creation, to see what is, to see the truth. But first, you have to let go of everything that is not truth, everything that is everything that is nothing but a superstition or lie. If you are willing to invite the truth, you will find that your story, whatever you say it is completely false. You know that the story of you is not the truth. You know, you just need the courage to let go of what you are not, to let go of the past, to detach from your story, because your story is not you. The moment you no longer believe all the lies that you have been telling yourself, you find out that it does not matter how painful it is. The truth is a million times better than believing in lies. In any novel, in any movie or real life drama, the highest point of the story is the moment of truth. Before then, all of the drama is in the story is building and building. The tension keeps escalating until the truth arrives, like a tidal wave, and destroys all the lies. In the moment of crisis, the lies can't survive the presence of the truth and they disappear. There is no more tension. Peace returns with the truth, and we feel relieved that the drama is over. Of course, when the truth arrives in your own story, everything you believe feels threatened. Fear takes over and says, "Help! The entire structure of my life, everything I've ever believed in, is falling apart. What am I going to do with all my lies? If I don't believe everything anymore, if I don't gossip anymore, I'll have nothing to say." Exactly. That is what I have been trying to tell you. People ask me if I no longer believe all the symbols, if I take out the faith out of every word, how can I communicate with anyone? How can I survive in life without the foundation of what I know? As you can see, the power of doubt is working in their minds and it's even bigger than before. Well, if you remember the way you see, uh, if you remember the way you used to be before you learned to speak, when you were just like the rest of the animals, you will see that at the time you could communicate without words, without using your intellect, without using words. I want you to recover what you used to be long ago, to go back to the authenticity that you had before you learned to speak and experience the truth. I want you to go directly into your heart and search for the truth with no words, to find your authentic self and bring it out with all of your power. The highest point of your journey back to you is a moment when you finally see yourself through the eyes of the truth. If you can see yourself, your authentic self, you will love what you see. You see the magnificence of your presence. You see how wonderful and beautiful you are. You see the perfection in you, and this breaks any doubt that anyone else ever put in your head. You see that you are light, and when you accept your own divinity, you become a better reflection of life. You are here to enjoy life. You are not here to suffer over your drama or your personal importance. It's not you. It doesn't belong to your presence. You are here to be a dreamer, to be an artist, to be a seer, but you cannot be a seer when you only have the eyes to see your own story, your own wounds, your own victimization. When you are still focusing on what your mother did to you when you were 20 years old, or 20 years ago, or 40 years ago, or what your father did, or what your partner did, or what any of other secondary characters in your story did to you when you are not seeing the truth. If you are all focusing on all that drama, then talking to you is like talking to a wall. Does this ring any bell someplace? Before you become a seer, you are far from the simplicity of life, very far from it. You believe that you know everything. You have so many great opinions, and you try to impose your opinions on everybody else. Once you believe a seer, once you become a seer, everything changes. As a seer, you see what people pretend to be, what they express, what they believe they are. You know that it's not the truth. You know that everybody is just pretending. What are they pretending? You don't know exactly. You can't read the minds of those secondary characters that you create. You hardly know what you are pretending. But something you can see behind all these pretending is the real person. And how you can not love the real person. Just like you, the real person comes from the infinite. The real person has nothing to do with the symbols that come from the voice of knowledge. The real person has nothing to do with any story. When you become a seer, you see what is behind the story. You understand other people, but they don't understand themselves. There's no way they'll understand you, and they don't have to. The majority of humans don't have the awareness that you have. They don't know why they are the way they are. They have no idea. They just survive. They don't have to believe everybody, but they believe everybody anyway. They don't trust themselves at all. They have no idea how great they are. They only see their knowledge which surrounds them like a wall of fog. Imagine being the only sober person in the middle of 1,000 people who are completely drunk. Are you going to have a discussion with people like that? Do you really want to believe them? You know that whatever they say isn't the truth. And you know this because you used to be drunk too. And everything you said wasn't the truth either. With awareness, you can easily understand how those minds were prepared to become what they are. But just because you have awareness, it doesn't mean that you are better than anyone else. Being aware doesn't make you superior, and it doesn't make you more intelligent. It has nothing to do with intelligence. Knowing this, of course, you are completely humble. You just don't care. But there are two ways of I don't care. There's the way of the victim in the dream of the first attention, and that I don't care is just a lie. Because victims really do care, and they get very hurt and injured. They have all those emotional wounds that are full of poison and defense mechanism that says, "Oh, I don't care. Oh, of course they care, and of course you won't believe that I don't care." When you're a seer, humans are extremely predictable. You can see that all humans in the dream of the victims are possessed by the main character of their story. This is their point of view, their only point of view. The way they see life is very narrow, and it's narrow because their belief act like a mirror that only shows them what they believe. And it's obvious that it's not the truth at all. They project what they believe on you, and you perceive what they project on you. But you don't take it personally because you don't make the assumption that they are that what they are projecting is true. You know that what they project is what they believe about themselves, and you know that because you used to do the same thing. And maybe I'll pass on to Pallavi over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
Pranavi is there, and after that, Pallavi, you can be. Or
No, Mansi, let Pallavi go ahead because I'm busy with something else. At that time, I was free. Pallavi, please
okay, no
continue.
problem. Yeah, Pallavi, but just a minute. We are at 7:39. So I just want to ask everyone that do we want to go ahead and read a little over 7:40 and finish up with this book or chapter, or shall we take it up? Like there will be just two small parts remaining, I guess. After this, that shall we take them on Monday, or shall we wind it up today? Like just wanted to know everyone so that we can plan the time accordingly.
Yeah, I'm okay to
Or
go, Mansi. I'm okay with that.
yeah, yeah. What about others? Or will it's a morning time, right? So, but are we all okay to go on with like for this book till Monday, or you insist on finishing it today? It's very small part
Till
left.
Monday,
How long it will
Monday
take,
we can.
Mansi? How long it will take?
I don't know. Maybe the reading might take time. So I'll just see. Just give me a minute. This is page 101. So it's yeah, it's 15 more, two, three, like at least 10 more pages, I guess. So this much. Yeah, I think let's keep it on Monday. Otherwise, we will go extending time. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
okay with everyone. I am okay with that. Yeah, this much, this much. This about author it doesn't care. But at least 115 with two, three blank pages in the middle. So
Maybe
so like I
discussing
guess
makes more
8,
sense.
7, 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's yeah. Pallavi, is it okay if we stop here? Will you mind reading on Monday instead, right? It's 7:40. Then, if you're opening up for discussion, then we might just stop. Is it okay?
I'm okay anyway.
Okay. Then I think let's stop over here. Sorry, I think we are in the middle of 105, right? Saurabh, where were you? I'm just.
I lost it actually. I was reading from my
101 पे
copy.
है, once से शुरू करना है. 101 पेज पे once you become.
101. अच्छा एक काम करते पल्लवी आप पढ़ लो ये पार्ट बहुत छोटा है ये खत्म कर लेते हैं एंड देन विल स्टॉप आप इधर से थोड़ा सा पढ़ लो यू रिस्पेक्ट योरसेल्फ ना वहां से ना
नहीं, once you become a seer, you see everything.
ओके गो ऑन we'll finish this part and stop another 1 or 2 minutes it will take yeah go on
Yeah, good morning everyone. Once you are आप शेयर कर रहे हो ना? मैं रीड
दिख रहा है
नहीं, आपकी स्क्रीन
ना
नहीं.
आई थिंक द पेज हाँ पेज मैंने यहाँ पे तो शेयर किया है अभी आ गया
Now you are able to see. Okay, thank you. Once you are seer, human are exactly predictable. You can see that all humans in the dream of the
No. I don't know. I'm not getting where you're reading from.
मैम मानसी जो
Sorry.
दिखा रहे हो वहीं से है, वही लाइन पढ़नी है. When you are seer,
Once you become a seer, right? You see everything that other artists do
101
themselves.
पेज पे आना है. When you are a seer,
मतलब
101 पेज पे आइए मानसी.
हाँ तो कहाँ से पढ़ रहे हो आप? Once you become a seer, right? You see everything that other artists do themselves. That's what, right?
ये अच्छा, इससे एक पैराग्राफ पहले just one scroll little bit one. Yeah, when you are a seer, yes.
Okay, यहाँ से है.
Yeah.
Okay, ठीक है. हाँ. No, we read this. Sorry for this, Sorry for this, everyone. With awareness, you can see and this.
यहाँ
They
से
are. I
यहाँ
don't care
first
वाला था.
paragraph से. हाँ, when you are seer. हाँ, यहाँ से.
हाँ ठीक है पढ़ो आप.
ठीक है, thank you.
Sorry for this.
When you are seer, human are extremely predictable. You can see that all human in the dream of the victim are possessed by the main character of their story. This is their point of view, their only point of view. The way they see life is very narrow, and it is narrow because their belief act like a mirror that only shows them what they believe, and it is obvious that it is not truth at all. They project what they believe on you, and you perceive what they project on you, and you don't take it personally because you don't make the assumption that what they are projecting is true. You know that what they project is what they believe about themselves, and you know that because you used to do same thing. Once you become a seer, you see everything that other artists do to themselves, but your point of view is completely impersonal. The process of unlearning take you to a place where there is no longer a judge and a victim in your story. It is just a story, and you know it is your creation, but it is just as if it is happening to somebody else. You see all the stories, mm, you see all the symbols, you see how people play with all of that, but it has no effect on you. It doesn't offend you because you are completely immune. You see faces, you love the faces, but you are also aware that there is something that doesn't belong to your dream. It is the personal dream, and other artists are dreaming, and you have complete respect for their dream, for their creation. Respect is a beautiful word, and it is one of the most important symbol that we can understand. Imagine that you had never heard the word before, and let's make it up and agree on a meaning. Because just like any other symbol, we need to agree with the symbol, or it won't work for us. Respect, like many of the symbol, begin with ourselves, and then it goes out to everyone and everything around us. If we don't respect ourselves, how can we respect anyone or anything else? When you respect yourself, this means you expect yourself just the way you are. When you respect other people, this means you accept them just the way they are. When you respect everything in nature, the animal, the ocean, the atmosphere, the earth, this means you accept the entire creation just the way it is. When we arrive in this world, everything was created already. It wasn't your choice to see what what had to be created or not. It was done and we respect it. Can we do it better? Maybe I don't think so. Then respect is about the complete acceptance of everything that exists just the way it is, not the way we want it to be. This is more or less one meaning of the word respect. Once you accept yourself just the way you no longer have any judgment about yourself. Once you expect everybody else just the way they are, you no longer have any judgment about them. Then something incredible happens in your world. You find peace. You are not in conflict with yourself. You are not in conflict with anyone else. All of the conflict that exists in humanity is because there is no respect. Every war is because every war is because we didn't respect the other artist's way of life. Instead of respecting their rights, we start imposing what we believe on others. Instead of peace, there is war. Respect is like a boundary. What we call our right and respect go together. We have a right just as everything that exists in the universe has the right. We live in the world that we share with billions of other beings, and respect make it possible for all dreamer to live in harmony, to live in peace. In the dream of the second attention, we begin to create a personal heaven, and when we reach the dream of the third attention, our life is heaven. Heaven is a kingdom where we are the king or the queen. I have my personal kingdom and it is heaven, but it wasn't always heaven. It became heaven the moment that I no longer judge myself or anybody else. When I decided to respect my kingdom completely, and when I learned to respect everybody else's kingdom. The fifth agreement is also about respect because I respect other artists when I listen to their stories. Instead of helping other artists to write their story, I allow them to write their own. I will never be the one who writes your story, just as I will never allow anyone to write mine. I respect your mind, your dream, your creation. I respect whatever you believe. I respect you when I don't try to tell you how to live your life, how to dress, how to walk, how to talk, how to do whatever you do in your kingdom. As soon as I try to control your kingdom, I'm not respecting you anyone anymore. And we are going to be in war of control for your kingdom. If I try to control you, in that intent to control you, I lose my freedom. Then
Yeah,
my
one
freedom.
second, Pallavi, I can't see where you're reading. Sorry. Can you, Mansi, can you select the line, please? Because I'm a bit lost. Like I can't see what Pranav is reading.
मनीष जी आप ये वाला जो पैराग्राफ स्क्रीन में आ रहा है इसमें सेकंड लास्ट लाइन में आइए सेकंड्स पे नीचे नीचे नीचे
At the bottom, I think. Yeah.
मिडिल पैराग्राफ में सेकंड पे जहाँ लिखा है सेकंड इन मिडिल मिडिल पैराग्राफ
Manoj, I'm highlighting for you, okay? Yeah, Pallavi, go on.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
if I try to control you uh, i- i- in that intention to control you, I lose the freedom. Then my freedom is to let you be whatever you are, whatever you want to be. It's not my job to change your virtual reality. It's my job to change myself. अब आपको दिख रहा है मनीष जी?
Yeah.
Pallavi, it's okay. He's fine. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
You are the king or queen of your kingdom. It is your creation. It is where you live, and it is all yours. You are dreaming your kingdom, and you can be intensely happy in your kingdom. How? First, you need to respect your own kingdom, or very soon that kingdom will be the hell and not heaven anymore. Second, you will not allow anyone else to disrespect your kingdom. Whoever disrespect your kingdom is going out of your kingdom. It is your kingdom, it is your life. You have the right to live your own life in your own way, and there is no wrong way. The wrong way is just another judgment that we create. Once you have won your personal war, you have no judgment about anything. The other people's judgment don't affect you. Of course, you make mistakes like everybody else, but there's perfect justice in your head. You pay only once for every mistake. Because you are kind to yourself, because you love yourself, the payment is very little. Perhaps
Just a minute, Pallavi, just a minute. I think, yeah, okay. It was a little longer than I expected. Sorry for that. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Finish it off.
perhaps these words that I'm sharing with you will have a meaning that makes sense to that voice that lives in your head. And perhaps that voice can start dreaming with this new information and decide to stop being a tyrant, to stop judging you, to stop punishing you. The day of your last judgment could almost be here. It is up to you. If you can convince the tyrant to stop judging, then very soon everything will change for you. Imagine that instead of being your advisory, the tyrant becomes ally, and instead of guiding your life into drama, it helps to keep you peace. The tyrant become your ally. It never goes against you again. It never sabotages you again. It facilitates whatever you want to create. Then the mind become a powerful tool of spirit. It becomes a powerful ally. The result is completely different dream, your personal heaven. In the dream of heaven, you completely surrender to life, knowing that everything is just the way it is. And because you accept everything as it is, you no longer worry about anything. Your life becomes exciting because there is no more fear. You know that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing. and that everything that has happened was meant to happen. Uh, Even what you consider your worst mistake were meant to happen because they led you to a greater awareness. Even the worst thing that can happen to you is meant to happen because it's going to push you to grow. What is worst thing that can happen to any of us? To die? We all we all are going to die, and there's nothing we can do. We can enjoy the ride or resist it and suffer. Resistance, however, is fertile. We are programmed to be what we are, and we can only be whatever we are. But inside our virtual reality, we can go against our own programming, and that is how we create a whole world of resistance. The struggling is just the resistance, and resistance creates suffering. When you surrender to life, everything changes just like magic. You surrender to what you force that is coming through your body, your mind, and it is a whole new way to see life. It is way of being. It is being life. You are happy because you are truth. You are happy because whatever you are, whatever you do, even when you are bored, you enjoy life. Even when you create problems, you enjoy life. You are free, and it is freedom of dream master. Attention, you are free, and it is freedom of dream master who is not attached to the dream. You hook into the dream with your attention, and you unhook from it whenever you want. The outside dream want to hook your attention, and you allow it to make the connection, but you can break it at any time. From one moment to another, you can change what you are dreaming and start all over again. In every moment, you make the choice of what you want to keep and what you want to let go of, but not with words. You don't need to make a story, but you can if you want to. It's your story. You can blame the whole world for whatever is happening to you, or you can take responsibility for your story. Be the artist, see the story, change it in whatever way you want to change it. You can be rich, you can be poor, it is not important. You can have fame or not, it is not important. You have fame in the world of darkness. I don't think it is, I don't think is fun at all. To be ruler of hell, I don't think is fun, but it is choice. You can make that choice. If you take responsibility for your creation, you can create anything you want in your life. You can rewrite your story, you can recreate your dream. And if you decide to do and if you decide to put your love into your creation, you can change all the story that used to be a drama into the most wonderful romantic comedies. Perhaps you are not finished with your story, and who knows you will ever finish it or not. Honestly, it is not that important. Whatever you do with your own life is not that important. Whatever anybody else do with their life is not important. It is not your business. Hardly anything is that important, but we can say that one thing is important, and it is life itself. It is intense by itself, the creator. The creation is not that important. The manifestation will change day by day, moment to moment, generation to generation. Life is eternal, but your dream only exists while you live in the physical body. Whatever you did here, you won't take with you. You don't need to. You never did. You never will. But this does not mean that you will not create. Of course, you will create because it is your nature to create. You are always creating, you are always expressing yourself. You were born an artist, and your art is the expression of your spirit. It is the expression of that force that you are. You know how powerful you are, and the power is real. You know what you learned, and you know that all your knowledge is not real. The truth is happening right in front of you. To experience life is to experience truth. To see the truth makes a huge difference in your world. To become the truth is the real goal, because that is the real you. What is not truth is not important. Your desire for truth and your love for truth is what is important. And this is the real teaching. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm extremely sorry. I just it just went ahead. I thought it just one page or two, three paragraphs, but it was a little more, and I just miscalculated time. So extremely sorry for that. We'll read this part on Monday, and we're open for discussion. And just an announcement: anyone who wants to leave, you please feel free to talk first, and then you leave. Everyone, please raise your hand before speaking. Don't interrupt anyone. Respect everyone else, and allow them the space to speak. Since we are 11 of us today. So I'm just asking everyone to take turns, and whoever wants to leave, you can please leave, and don't, because it's a morning time, and I understand you might have some other priorities. So it's you can just type whatever you want to in the group, in the B Club group that we have, and also like if you can stay back till the end, you can. We'll just go a little like we'll try to wind up around 8:15 max, because we're starting right now with the discussion. But just telling you, and anyone who can stay back, please keep your share at the end, so that others who want to leave can share first. So whoever wants to go first, I think me, Manishji, we have agreed to stay back, so we will keep our shares at the end. Others who can just go, be a little short, one by one to 2 minutes at the most, and please do share whatever you want to, whatever might be your insights. So yeah, go on, one by one. You can raise your hands, and you can just unmute or speak also if there is no one else. Go on. Yes, who want to go first? Let's share. Let's start sharing our understanding of what we read right now and our perspectives around it. So it will help everyone who's there in the room. And we are also recording, so don't worry, you won't miss anything. If you want to leave and there is something important, then you can always catch up on the recordings. So don't worry about missing anything. So yeah, who would like to share? Please unmute and speak. The readers of today, you would like to go? Anyone? Okay, yeah, Maniji, yeah, that's great. Thank you for that. Anyone else? Yeah, no one wants to speak. That's not usual. Saurabh? Yeah, Maniji, wait. Will people take time to, maybe everyone is just processing it. Yeah, Rajesh, both of you?
Yeah. I was not there from the beginning, but I joined in between. But whatever I have understood is that what one projects and how he lives in his dreams or thinking can be totally different than the truth. Journey is to find out the truth. So I can take one example from Mahabharata. When Arjuna was confused why he is fighting with his own relatives, then the Krishna told him the truth, how he has to see the world as it is. And when Dharmaraja put his wife on uh, that game, Chaucer, he forgot all the truth that he was not right according to the religion. He was not the only who has to take the decision. He has to call Krishna also or remember him. So truth can be very different. For that, you have to give some time, introspect, understand personal boundaries or other things. Then only one can live in peace. That's what is the take from me.
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, very true. That's what the author is also trying to tell us. Yeah, anyone else, please add. Deepa, Saurabh, Pranavi, Pallavi. You read today, right? So I'm asking you. Anyone wants to add something? No one? No shares, no understanding of anything. Because see, your share might help someone else assimilate things better. So please don't hesitate. Yeah, Deepa, go on.
So I
Or you
like
can just share your one
respecting.
takeaway also. Like, sorry, Deepa, just a minute. Like, just others for others. I'm just sharing. Like, you can just share if you like, if you're still processing. I understand it's a little deep, but you can just share 1, 2 lines that were your biggest takeaway from today's read. Also, that's also okay. Yeah, Deepa, go on.
Yeah. I was reflecting on the respect part. Respecting is very important, each other's opinion, views, their belief, and then based on that, forming our own ideas. But nothing should be forced upon anyone. So we should have the freedom. At the same time, we should have the respect for each other's point of view. So that was one big thing for me. We shouldn't be judgmental. We shouldn't be opinionated. Rather, have the mind open for any idea, any viewpoint. And being skeptical, yeah, but at the same time, we should have the ability to self-analyze anything and everything we are seeing or whatever is happening around us. And also about the um, we are we, I am I. That part, was very important. And the symbology behind names, it just reminded me of the Shakespeare's line, a rose is a rose, even if it's called by any other name. So I just sort of reminded of that line. And when a baby is born, its presence and how we connect with it when we hold it in our hand and we don't expect anything. Its mere presence is divinity, connecting with God. So all that made a big impact on me today. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
thank
personally
you.
found it very similar to the power of now on the today's section that we were reading, like where he was talking about um, being conscious of the story behind the story and being aware of the reality, not being bogged down with the kind of stories we have been telling us or others have been telling us about themselves. Because I mean, there was a section I believe where he was talking about that we create these stories where our brother did this to me, my mother did this to me 20 years ago, 40 years ago, some or the other grudge or some or the other misfortune that we carry in our heads. Uh, and because of which we fail to live in this moment, live, in the presence of that no name kind of a concept like a child, where we were able to communicate without all those stories, all those knowledge. So that was my key takeaway. I could draw parallels with the power of now from Eckhart Tolle, where he talks about when you are living in the moment, when you are being that true self that you are, that we all are, that true consciousness. We don't um need that knowledge, those words, those symbols to have our identity. We are as we are. I mean, it's very difficult to explain that feeling. I mean, even everybody who talks about mindfulness, be it Eckhart Tolle, be it Thich Nhat Hanh. I mean, I remember when I used to read those books or when I have been in those zones. I mean, in Bangalore, we have these pink flowers in I mean, this season typically. Just by looking at a flower, you'll feel that presence of that flower, and you'll feel some sort of happiness, innate joy, just by seeing it. I mean, without really having anything, I mean, any stories created about it. So that presence is something that I think author is trying to hint at, and that was what I took from today.
Wow, such a beautiful shares, both of you. Like, yeah, very true. I could relate with what you shared. Like, flowers are like the best example, right? Like of all of this. They teach us so much. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Please. I would like to share, but I would keep it to little later. So we don't. I don't take up time. Yeah. Please. Anyone? Pallavi, Pranavi, Rajesh ji. Any two of the Rajesh? Pranavi, you want to add something?
Good morning to all. I found impressive about the last line, which is read by Pallavi, that everyone have their own virtual, world, and they have their own belief system. So it's not our duty to enter into their virtual system, or even we ourselves can't believe our belief system, because even in the others world there is no truth, and even in our world also there is no truth. The truth is something very real. So you need to get detached from the other people's virtual world and even our virtual world as well. Then only we can work on that authentic truth. And it is not that easy to implement, because we ourselves don't know what is the reality. It has so many, I mean, you need to cross so many illusions around to find that reality. So it's better to take a sadhana, and then it's better to surrender ourselves to universe and just pray that you are the real goal and you are the reality. But then I have a lot of shackles and a lot of illusions around me. So it's your, with your grace, I wanted to move out and, seek for the truth. So that subtle prayer will work out to find the real, authentic, real, authentic image of ourselves. So somewhere I got connected to that point. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So see how we are all bringing out different points of what we read. That's very beautiful. Yeah. Anyone else wants to add? Uh, okay, then whoever wants to speak, please go ahead. If no one is willing to add something more. Yeah, Maniji, you wanted to share something, right? Just keep it a little short, whatever you would like to share. And let's keep it connected to what we read today, because this the chapter and the part that we read was so deep that is definitely bound to help like connect or remind us of other things that we learn and understand. But like just talking about what we read will help us take it deeper into the concepts rather than getting distracted around it. So yeah, for everyone, yeah, thank you. Whoever wants to go, yeah, Maniji, I think you were trying to speak. No, sorry, go on.
See what I found very profound was that that every person, every living being is perfect. Like every human being, me, you, everybody is perfect. Every animal, every plant is perfect. The thing is, based on experiences and belief system, we have put a filter on our true self, and then we start getting into those sufferings and other things, limitations and things like that. But the author is trying to explain that we have not existed today, we have existed long time ago, because we are a basically we are a spirit, we are energy actually, right? So when we have that awareness that and that spirit and energy is a part of the universe. When we doubt ourselves, or when we put any limitation on ourselves, we are putting a doubt on the god, on we are putting a doubt on the sun. Basically, we are putting a doubt on the energy that we get from the sun, and the energy that we get from sun is through the light, and it has all the energy that that make the planet. So, the author is trying to make us aware of that every person is a complete in nature, and like if we live to our true nature, we are complete, we are perfect basically. And like focusing on ourselves is just the point is that when we consciously start believing that we're a beautiful soul and we have everything inside us, and we are not looking for any validations or anything, and we should not doubt ourselves anyway. And when we go through different experiences in life, whether it is somebody hurting us, or we get stuck somewhere, but inside inside us, it is helping us to become a better version of ourselves. Basically, it's just like a plant, it go through different weather, but anyway it shed its leaves, but every experience is helping the plant to grow more and more, right? Grow, same thing is for every individual. Like for I like how the author connected all the dots. I found it very like full of logic, from a spiritual point of view, and from the faith point of view. And when you relate everything towards love and believing in yourself, love is like taking the responsibility, and fear is like running away from the responsibility. So when we with all the different examples, the author is trying to explain that we should understand our true self, that we are like a complete creation of a God, and if we believe in that, then we have no limitations or nothing. We should take life in a very positive and very in a happy way, that every experience is helping me to grow. And the words that we use is because the words what we use is become our manifestation. So we should be very impeccable with our words, because the words create memory in ourselves, right? And that makes a lot of impact on our subconscious mind, like what we act and what we don't act. I think today's reading, I found it very deep, that it is in totality, it is making us aware of our true nature, that we are complete, we are perfect, every living being is perfect. We don't have to look for that completeness outside us. And we existed long time back, from years and years and years. We are on an individual level, we are energy of the universe. So just take it like that. And the energy has everything to be happy, to be joyful, and to stay out of any limitations. And I always believe that you are a perfect human being, and just live life full of freedom, joy, happiness. So I think that's my strong takeaway. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Very well shared and very beautifully highlighted all the points. Most of them were that we covered. Thank you, Manishji. So what I remembered, what today, like when we were reading, so what I remembered was like basically, I remembered that dialogue. I don't exactly remember that dialogue, but there is this movie called uh, by Ranveer Singh and Deepika Padukone, right? That one movie, which is. What is the name? Badtameez Dil is the song in that movie. I'm not uh, remembering the name. Okay, leave it. I think if most of you are aware of it, in that there is this one scene where, like, just giving a background, that the movie is all about like that the guy, the hero, is shown to be like a traveler and a photographer, and he loves traveling, and he sees the beauty in that traveling and seeing the world, and he feels there's so much to see, there's so much to experience, and all of that, and he's like he's living like that and enjoying his life to the fullest, and he meets this girl, and he falls in love with her, and then she's the one who's a doctor who don't want to leave her place and will will just love to be in that. And there is this one conversation point when they're just respecting each other's difference, and they're still telling it, and then there is this small debate kind of a thing, which where they share that he says, have you seen all these beauties, how can you live without seeing them? And then she says, have you seen a baby getting born and holding it in your hands? And there is a beauty and divinity in it. So and Saurabh also shared, Deepa also shared about that baby's experience, and Saurabh shared about the nature's experience. So that's a synchronicity again. So I just remembered like there is divinity everywhere, in every present. Just yesterday, I got a flower for my daughter, and it just got it just got very dull very immediately, and she was sharing then I asked her like why does it happen, like why is it so dull so soon. Then she was only telling me, no, flowers are have very little life, na, they teach us and all of something like that. So it was fun. And the other part was what I remembered, like it's like more like the child part, where they shared like in spite of the child being very the child doesn't care, right? He's not concerned about anything, and still it's taken care of by all the elders and everyone around us, and the presence itself makes them do that, and that part. So and one more thing, I felt like the author is talking us about growing spiritually eventually through all this learning. Like he's taking us from the victim to the warrior to the master. That if you read the chapters before that, it's like that, and this is all after the masters. When we achieve that mastery, you become a seer, and that reminds us of the sages and all those people who are very enlightened, and who are actually so non-judgmental, so accepting, and they don't have so much to speak also, because they're so much connected with, I think, what the author is calling a truth. Maybe we have to still reach there, and I think that's what I just remember. So it's like mostly, and even children, right? They're so non. They also have all these qualities. They're just being and experiencing the world, exploring and just enjoying. So even if we try to connect with our inner self or the child within, it it's so important. And also the part that Saurabh shared, right? Like about not living in the past. It's mostly the author is also talking about, and I love how he shared, like many people say I don't care, but that I don't care comes from a different place where actually they do care, and I could resonate with that, and we are reliving it many of the times, and it's just basically the book is helping us get out of the no blame, no complaint, and no excuse mode. So that is what I loved about it, and so many takeaways. In fact, I can't even share in a go, and maybe I'll have to go back and read it. And in fact, this book is I found it a little deeper than the Four Agreements. So need a little bit of introspection for me, but a good read. Like nice, this thing, wonderful agreements. Just love them all. What if we just start living by them one by one? It would be so beautiful. Uh, we should and I think I'm sure it will take us a long time, like at least a little while to get make them a part of our life, daily lives. So, and if you're living by them, we'll be living like a zen life, at least from what we are normally living otherwise. Yeah, Madhuri, you want to share something, because I can see that you have unmuted. You want to please do? Okay, I don't know if you're trying to speak and
Yeah,
not audible, maybe. Yeah, then you can just rejoin. But now we are closing the room anyways, so you can just type your this thing in B Club, in the group, whatever insights. Anyone who wants to share something or anything, you just get an idea or anything after in later in the day. Feel free to share. And we won't be meeting tomorrow and day after. We'll be meeting directly on Monday. So even if you want to go back to the book or read anything, reread, highlight something, feel free to share anything, any books that you're reading. Feel free to share in the group. Yeah, Maniji, any quick addition before we leave?
mind was that
Yeah,
the you know we should always accept us as always we are already a divine person basically. So when we understand our
yeah,
divine person, then we we remove all the limitations from our life. And one more thing is, like, you have to one, first we have to love, then only you can see the love in other people, right? So I think these I found it very deep that when you accept yourself as
yeah,
a divine, then you will see everything with joy, happiness, and full of freedom. And it's just like that, either accept it or keep suffering. So we don't accept our true nature, then you will keep suffering. So understand, accept,
yeah, very true.
let all the suffering go away. Yeah. So I found it very deep, that one thing.
Yeah, it is. It is deep. In fact, it's all about like embracing our authenticity, right? Like children, how they are very authentic. They don't have to pretend anything. They are just living the way they are. Like they don't care, and they are very natural. So it's like embracing our authenticity. We all have that divinity within us. It's just about that soulfulness that helps us connect. I love that line where he mentioned that when you hold a child in your hand, you don't know what it is, especially if it's yours. The intensity is even higher, even stronger. I just remembered that, and in fact, it's just about that presence makes all the difference. So yeah, we all have a presence, and we need to respect that. Yeah, very true. Yeah, okay. I think we can go on because this is a deeper discussion, but I think we need to close. It's already over time today. Sorry for that. We normally close by 8 o'clock, and we have been doing good with that for this book particularly since we have changed the time. But we just it's my mistake because I just extended the reading without understanding it better.
No,
So yeah,
actually, today
let it.
because the delay actually, it was so deep
No,
actually.
no. Yeah, it was
I
deep.
found,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, maybe. Yeah, no problem. Like something happens for a reason. But okay, let's finish a book. We'll be finishing this book for sure on Monday. I think it's just one part or something left, very few pages, and we'll keep more time for discussion. So I would highly recommend go back to the book, just go through the pages, and whatever you can bring on, like to share, because we'll have more time to discuss on Monday, and we'll have a good time for a final. Overall discussion on the book. So I'm really hoping to see you all, and let's have a great discussion and a time together. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Have a beautiful day ahead. Thank you. Bye bye. See you all. Take care.